And here we are. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Vobes show. It's exciting. I'm Richard Vobes.
I'm Julia Hartley.
And it's lovely to be back with you. Back in the studio. Sorry about last week. Weren't around last week. Not quite sure what happened. Just got to do a little bit of maintenance here on the deck here, on the computer, just to make sure that A, we can see you all, and B, that we're all going out, and that you can hear us, because there's a little bit of a new setup in the studio. Can you hear me, Julia?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
What?
Hello?
Hello! Yes, I can hear Julia. So that I'm sure you all heard her as well. She was loud and clear. So yes, which is marvellous. Right, so let me just pop this out. I'm going to pop out chat. Do that. Let me just kill that for a minute. Come back there. There we go. And now we can see each other.
We has words.
So we now have words, and we can see that the old veg grower podcaster is out there, which is Richard Suggett, of course. Who else have we got? We've got
Steve Pilfold.
Steve Pilfold, Jeff Kellison, beg your pardon. Yes, no. It's Kellison. Sorry, Jeff. I have a... Once I get your name, I got it. But until I get it, I cock it up.
Yeah, it might take some time, though.
Because poor old Jonathan Beluzic, it took forever to get Beluzic, because I read the words in a funny way. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Apparently his name is notorious for people to get wrong anyway.
Yeah, so he said, I'm just going to get rid of this cushion, actually, because I suddenly...
we've got Cheryl Craggs. Hiya.
Hello, Cheryl. Love your camera work, Cheryl.
Yes.
The weird 360 walk round the world video. It's amazing.
Cool, isn't it?
Isn't that amazing?
Nice new gadgetry.
Yes. So we're looking forward to you being in lots of different places, walking around, showing it off. It's brilliant. Love it. Who else have we got out there?
Got Joe Merchant.
Hello, Joe.
Hello. We've got Judith Oakley.
Hello, Judith. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Nigel Sadler, I think. Did you see him?
I don't
you
think
didn't?
so.
No, we didn't.
No. Hello, Nigel.
Vicky Allen.
Vicky Allen. And is Vicky Allen... Yeah, Vicky's the lady in the...
Shed lady.
Woman in the shed. Somebody in the shed. What's she doing in the shed?
Although not this week, apparently, because you're not very well.
Are you not very well? Get in that shed and plant something. Actually, plant yourself in the shed... and maybe you'll sprout wings and feel better. I'm just saying, you might do. There again, you may feel absolutely awful because we've had some terrible rain, so maybe that's not advisable. Anyway, who else have we got out there?
We have Anne Osborne. Hiya.
Hello, Anne.
Andy Dalglish.
And no doubt Bob is with Anne.
Yes.
You can just imagine Bob bobbing about, making sure that Anne is all right, hopefully. Nice to see you guys. Who did you say? Anne Oakley? No, wait, no, it's Anne Oakley's. Annie, get your gun, isn't it?
Andy Dalglish.
Oh, Andy Dalglish. Yes. Hello, Andy. Lovely to see you. Thank you for passing. Cheers.
James DeWill.
James DeWill. Yes, he listens to The Naked Englishman every day. He gets in touch from time to time and says it is part of his day. That's really kind. Thank you very much. Steve Pilfold, you said, did anyone else hear a Windows sound?
A Windows sound.
Are you hearing do? How does Windows sound go?
I can't remember.
Bum. Which one? Which of the many orchestral Windows sound?
All I heard was the fans on the laptop slowing down.
Yeah. So we didn't hear it, but then we don't always know what goes out through the system, so it could be anything. Have we shut down? Are we still there? Kevin is there. Hello, Kevin. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Emily Champion says hello. It says you're in Cornwall.
Oh, does
it? We're definitely not in Cornwall.
Oh gosh, hang on a minute. Hang on, I'm just going into the I don't know if I can. Oh,
Please hold, viewers.
I don't know if I can't change that live. Oh,
looks like you might.
I've done something. Hang on a minute.
Don't.
I don't want to. The changes were not saved, but they might save later. Yeah, I forgot about that. We're not in Cornwall, by the way. We're in Sussex in England. Live. Oh, look, it's gone red.
Yeah, we're looking. Yeah,
that
screen looks different.
Yeah, that's because we're on YouTube.
No, I know, but it looks different to the screen you were on a minute ago.
Yeah, because when I go back, hang on a minute. That's the studio one.
Gotcha.
Sorry, it's a slight technical thing here. And now I've lost the chat. Where's the chat module?
There.
So there we are. I hope the stream is still... Can you let us know if the stream slows down or does some strange stuff? Because this is all still new. We haven't done enough shows. When I was doing the show every night, we honed these things pretty damn quickly. Now that it's once in a blue moon, I'm every time it's like, what do you do? I can't remember. I haven't done this for so long. So I keep looking at that sodding monitor. Can I just get this monitor? Hang on a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
Keep doing that as well.
Yeah, I should be looking at the camera. Using a different camera tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Using my big sexy camera.
I can smell Billy's cooking from the other room.
What's he cooking?
Don't know, but it smells like onions.
Onions.
I like onions.
Oh, hello. You don't get this at the BBC. Thank goodness. Right, we're back now. Oh, that's better. I was just looking at the wrong monitor, and that was putting me off. And now I'm looking at the camera, and hopefully that's not putting you off. Anyway, Kevin says,
bad enough looking down here, isn't it?
We did miss you down in Cornwall, says Mark. Well, that's true. We did miss you, actually. When Mark and I... Yeah, we missed you.
Oh,
it was a shame that we didn't have you to push about and push down a mine shaft. Or
roll down a hill.
Roll off the edge of a cliff. That would have been... no, that would have been nasty. We're not nasty people. What are you talking about? What are you saying?
I don't know. What am I saying?
What are you saying? Talking to the BBC, Gardener's World was great, says Richard Suckett, who went to the Gardener's World exhibition, and he had a rummage around there, came back with a bowl of geraniums, which is very handy. He may not have come back with a bowl of geraniums, but he did go to the BBC's Gardener's Question World. Lovely Jordan, otherwise known as Gordon 1997. I assume that's when you were born. I'm not quite sure, or it may be a secret number that opens up a box of treasure. But anyway, Jordan's out there. Hello, Jordan. He's one of my great YouTube viewers. This is quite interesting because we're now getting some of the YouTube audience who've discovered the Vobes show, as well as the Facebook audience.
Yeah.
So that's really good. The lovely Julia, for those that don't know, is how far pregnant are you?
6.5
6
months.
Yeah, that's why we haven't seen so much of her on the screen. Every now and again I get people saying, oh, where's Julia? We miss Julia. And it's not so easy to get you out and about at the moment.
No, I've been quite ill.
You've been quite ill.
Quite ill with it.
It's all been a bit... Anyway, we'll breeze over that.
The less said about that, the better for now.
Now, let's go to the post bag, ladies and gentlemen, because we here at the Vobes Show, we have an enormous post bag. And this week, out of the 32 big sacks that have arrived this week alone, the lovely Julia has put her hand in and selected just 2 from the 32,000 different pieces of correspondence that have arrived. And out of those, which ones have you selected? The flat ones first. Yeah, those. Sorry. Because if you remember, they're the ones that you pulled out first.
Yep. I remember.
She remembers. So we've got a postcard here.
Yep, postcard here from Elaine Brazier.
Oh, the lovely Elaine Brazier.
Yeah, where is it? How do you pronounce that?
Where?
Cornwall.
Oh, Cornwall. Yeah, she's down in Cornwall. Just as I've come back from Cornwall, I've since been up to Cumbria. Golly, I've been very busy this summer. But it's a lovely picture of a Cornish rugged coastal place with the sea and some of those pilgrims' huts. They're not pilgrims' huts. What are they? They're pygmy huts. No, they put pygmies. What do they do with them? Mines. They're all mines. They're mines.
I have no idea what
they're mine shaft. They're pumping engine houses. And you may have seen in the Board Explorer YouTube channel and on Facebook, you may have seen that the lovely Mark Selwood, who was there selling wood, and I explored some of these lovely pumping houses. He tried to push me down several of them, but I managed to cling on to Star Trek Enterprise. So that was pretty good. Robert Croce is there. You should have been in Cumbria as well. I should have done, but I did go to Cumbria. What's he talking about?
Live, though. Live.
Oh, yeah, we should have been live. I'm so sorry we weren't live in Cumbria. Where I was staying was absolutely beautiful, but the internet was slow. I mean, it was an exquisite place.
Couldn't have been that desperate. He'd have got you into his lounge.
Well, he did say, actually.
Oh, did he?
He did say, but he's got a little nipper.
Didn't know that.
And rather than boxing his nipper's ears and sending him out the room, he refused to have me in there. I think his missus took one look at me and said...
I can't say I blame her. But...
charms, that is.
Well,
charming.
No, I mean, it's hard enough getting kids to bed, and then when there's something going on,
Yeah.
So, I get it.
The lovely Lara, who I saw yesterday, who's doing a little bit of social media in the near future, as soon as I can change my passwords and get them over to her, has just joined us. Hello, Lara, and no doubt Ricky must be there. I haven't seen his name pop up, but I dare say they're both watching together, which will be nice. Darren Robert Denny says, new studio looks tremarvelous, Mr. Vobes. Thank you very much. Yes. I mean, it's not that different, but what you can't see is the space that I've cleared that side. And we've just...
Yeah, there's much more depth here now.
There's more depth. You could actually walk a mile before you get to the background and change the flag, depending on, your preferences. So that's quite nice. Claire says, hopefully, when the baby arrives, you'll start to feel better. Do you know, I really will. I will feel so much better when that baby... Oh, I think that's aimed at you. Yeah. I think I fell for that.
I should hope so.
Let's have a look at our other card then there, lovely Julia.
This lovely card.
Yes.
Rainbow.
It's a lovely rainbow card.
Painting on there.
Who's that from?
It says, Richard, another small contribution. I do enjoy listening to the unclothed English person.
Oh, yes.
Even if I disagree with most of your views.
Oh.
All the best, Terence Dackham.
Thank you, Terence. He shoved in there a £20 note, which has gone towards the next bit of petrol that goes into the car on another trip. And I'm hoping to go out tomorrow and do some walks because I think the weather is going to be all right.
I think that's a lovely comment,
Well, he doesn't agree with me.
Might not agree with you, but he'll still watch.
Yeah, so that's very nice. And that's the Naked Englishman podcast that I do. And if you are a patron of Vobes and you support me with a little donation every month, you get to hear that. I'm going to be making a video about that soon so that you can completely understand what that is about.
And do make sure you read the email warnings before you watch and listen.
Oh, yeah. The email warnings. You mean the description?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which could be a warning in case I happen to be in a... what kind of a mood? Pensive.
A ranty mood,
maybe? A ranty mood. I can't understand how they can do that. Why are they... Yeah, sometimes I do get a bit between my teeth. And, I sometimes go off on a bit of a thing, which does... But Julia keeps me in check. As soon as I've done anything a little bit naughty...
We have a team to do so.
They come round and they slap me and they say, Richard, you've done it again.
We do our best.
You do. It's amazing. Cornwall is okay, not as nice as Cornwall, says Robert Croser.
I think you meant Cumbria.
Oh, maybe you meant Cumbria. I'm not quite sure. Croser is drunk, says Steve Pilfold. Well, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Andy Joy says it's good to see TLJ looking radiant as ever and Richard, well, as bald as ever. Yes, that's very true.
Thank you very kindly.
Now, we are going to keep trying to read your comments, but obviously they come in thick and fast. But today, in our post bag, we have something rather special. We have another from our wonderful special provider of what's in the, this time,
parcel.
What's in the parcel? Who's it from?
It is from...
the lovely Elaine Brazier.
Sorry.
She has put together something here in a parcel. Let's show them the parcel. Yeah, without the... it's not
there's
the
no
address.
address.
No, there's no address. That's it. Well
I
done.
double-checked myself before I turned it round. That's just the clues, which you won't be able to read from there.
So the idea is you've got to guess what the parcel is. The interesting thing about this is we have no idea whatsoever, and this is the great thing. Now, you may remember Elaine sent us a box in. We had to guess what was in the parcel, and it turned out it was Roman tesserae.
Yeah,
pieces of
Roman flooring.
And actually, Mr. Kevin Hall, I don't know if Kevin's out there. I need to talk to him. He's coming over on Friday. We need to sort that out and get it on the background here, Kevin. He's got
a nice little art piece decoration.
Yeah, we're going to stick it all in. So I'm keen to know how that's doing. He's making a frame for it, which is lovely. So that's great. Anyway, so that's what she did. Then we had the lovely Jeff Kellison, who... Did I say that right?
Yes, I think so.
Who provided us with amazing chocolates and some olives and various wonders.
Yeah, and fruity jellies.
Things. Yeah. We've got all of that, which was superb.
Wasn't there Twinkies in there as well?
There were... Yeah, there was something unusual. Yeah. Delicious, lovely, and...
good in a zombie apocalypse.
Yes. So anyway, this is from the lovely Elaine. So we got clues. So we don't know what it's there. So we're going to read it.
I've bandied these around my skull a little bit. And,
yeah.
Well,
Any
maybe
joy?
it's baby brain, but
Baby brain in there?
No.
Oh,
My
in
baby brain
there.
preventing anything from ticking over.
Yeah, don't have that ticking over. With a baby brain. What? No, anyway.
It's not ticking over at all right now.
Yes, sorry. So,
Ground to a halt.
should we chuck out the first clue and see
Yes.
if people can guess? Because it doesn't really rattle, does
The
it?
first clue. Well, hang on here. It's just.
How heavy is it?
It's not very heavy.
Not very heavy. So it could be
I could probably balance it on my nose.
So it could be a scarf.
Almost.
Could it be a scarf?
No, there's something of substance in
Something
there.
of substance. Okay.
There's softness around it, but I'm assuming that's padding.
Oh, padding. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So let's hear the first clue, ladies and gentlemen. The first clue from Elaine Brazier's What's in the Parcel?
Is the most useful clue of all of them.
All right.
1. You can eat it.
Well, already we like it. Has it got any smells? Can you smell anything? You've got baby smelling nose.
Smells like paper and sellotape.
Oh, that's no good. That's not been very helpful, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I'm not a sniffer dog.
I know you're not a sniffer dog. Is it a pass the parcel? Says Joe.
That would be funny.
That would be funny if we opened it up and there was... Actually, that would have been quite funny. Not saying that you should have done this, Elaine, but, open
But
one
there's
layer.
a funny idea for...
The next clue comes up and then you open the next bit and the next clue and maybe...
I love these. I love it when Elaine does this.
I know, Elaine's very good at this. She is the past master of this. Kevin Rambles says, that's Kevin Hall, he says, yes, I have some backer board and still need a sort of edging. I will look into that tomorrow if I can. Thank you, Kevin. We didn't want to forget about it, that was all. Is it food, says Richard Suggett.
Well, you can eat it.
Well, you can eat it, but
That's
that
the
doesn't mean whether you
focus.
should eat it.
It's true. Okay. Clue 2.
Yes.
They say that an added ingredient is more expensive than gold and is known as red gold.
Oh. Now, people will be going to Google and going, what is red gold?
I would.
Yeah. What is red gold? So we don't know if you're right, but you have to work out, remember if you were right. So that's our second. So you can eat it, and one of the ingredients is often referred to as red gold. What are people saying? Crisps. Is it frango, says Jeff. We don't want any more frangos. We've had lovely, lovely frangos from you.
It ain't frango.
Oh, no, it ain't. Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry. Bakewell tart, says Mark Eastwood. Oh, that's a good one. And it...
Hope not. I've squished it otherwise.
Oh, it has come in the post not in a box, so I'm assuming it's quite robust. Saffron, says Robert Croser. Cheryl Craig says saffron. Where in Sussex says everyone's saying saffron. What was it?
Saffron.
Red what?
Red gold.
Oh, red
Saffron,
gold.
red gold.
I thought saffron was yellow or orange.
Maybe it stains red.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Emily says, is it chewing tobacco? Yeah, that's it. We don't get enough chewing tobacco on this show.
Ricky Bryan says.
Only we have more chewing tobacco.
Ricky Bryan says a new comedy hat.
Oh, a new comedy hat. I don't think you can eat comedy hat. Ricky, actually, I went over to Ricky's house with Lara yesterday. I didn't go with Lara. Lara was already there because they're an item. And Ricky showed me that he had a comedy hat, like the comedy I had, only his was, and it said it was the same sort of price, but his looked just that bit more impressive than mine, because mine came from a chibi shop.
It serves its purpose.
It did. It kept my bonds very, very wet. Dry. Kept it dry. Spry, crisp and dry. Is it comedy hat? Is it saffron cake?
Actually, comedy hat. You could eat a comedy hat because that could be the comedy part of the hat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So it could be a hat. Steve Pilfold.
Whelks.
Whelks? What on earth made you think it was whelks? Oh, dear, oh, dear.
So we have clue 3.
Yes, clue 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Comes from a flower.
Well, saffron does come from a flower.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
What flower does
believe.
saffron come from? The saffron flower?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think so.
I thought saffron was a grass.
Grass flowers as well, though, doesn't it?
It could, yeah, that's true.
Some grasses flower too.
Yeah, you're very clever, you and your furry cake. Richard, there is nothing wrong with your hat, says the lovely Kevin. Thank you very much.
I agree.
You'll be able to inspect it personally when you pop round on Friday, which would be lovely. Emily says crocus. Oh, look at this. Now, suddenly, they've all gone, no, it's not saffron, it's crocus. Or is it crocuses or croci? What is the plural of crocus? Is it crocuses? Look at those lovely crocuses over there. Or is it, you've got a nice bunch of croci in the corner? Do you ever play a bit of croquet? Have you ever played croquet?
I have actually played croquet.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh. With the mallet and the hoop?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
She's more sophisticated than I gave her credit. Once?
Once.
Oh, just the once?
Just the once.
I think I've only done it twice and never a proper match. Yeah. That's where... Oh, hang on a minute. Emily Champion is correcting me. It doesn't take much to correct me. She says that's where saffron comes from. Crocuses, or croci, or croquet. Saffron also comes from whelks, says Steve Pilfold. I'd like to see you try and get a... I thought a whelk was like a fishy thing. Is it?
That's a question, by the way.
Oh, is it a question?
Yeah, he's asking.
Crocus is a terrible Swiss heavy metal band, says Robert Croser. Yeah, it does sound like a bit... Oh, my God. What have I done to myself? Don't do that. I can tell you from an experienced man that is a really, really silly thing to do. Let's have another clue.
Clue 4.
Clue 4!
A viewer loves it.
Oh, now that's an interesting.
Which viewer?
Which viewer? Must be known. It must be a known.
Must be a regular.
Viewer. A regular. So who we got? Matthew Holdsworth. What does he like? What does Matthew? He likes a bit of God. He likes his church. He likes perpendicular architecture. I'm sure it's none of that. He likes the Deep Dean Trail. I don't know. Mark English. He's a regular. He likes a little bit of ley lines and the mystics and ghosts and things like that. He likes Merlot.
I can't think with you. I'm like trying to...
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just keeping the babble going.
No, I know, but I'm also trying to think about who might like something
I'm just going through them.
relevant to what we're talking about.
What other viewers have we got? Well, we got Mark Selwood, who's recently on there. He likes his Cornish... hello, Nikki. He likes his Cornish cream cakes and... Scones. Is it scones? No, can't be. What else we got? I'm late in everything for some reason, says Linda Kane.
Late hearing everything.
Oh, so sorry, Linda. Beg your pardon. What do we got here? No, that's saffron comes from. Saffron comes from whelks. Crocus is a terrible... Clue number... Oh, we've done clue number 4. Or from the local cash and carry, says Emily, apropos of. Oh, my God, says Joe. Vicky is just like, stop this and give us a clue. Well, we are giving you clues, but I don't know that they're helping. Stop blowing my ears off, says Anne Osborne. What do you mean blow? Oh, what with the... I do apologise for that. Ooh, must be Richard Suggett. Oh, Richard Suggett, mate. Richard Suggett, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Saffron, growing things.
Good batting, think, man.
Yes. What could it possibly be? Oh, I know what Richard Suggett likes above all else. What are they called? Jesus artichokes. Are they Jesus artichokes?
He likes chilies, doesn't he?
Oh, he likes chilies. Oh, yes. Maybe it's chili cake made with saffron. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Chili does.
Lavender.
Chili does come from a flower.
Emily Champion's been on the show several times.
Oh,
maybe.
Could be lavender.
Lavender. And when are you coming back on the show?
Yeah, when are you coming back?
Yeah, we're going to do some wartime recipes, aren't we? We're going to be doing, don't you know there's a war on? Don't you know there's a moron? That'd be me. Cake, saffron cake, says Lara. Yeah, it could be saffron cake. So let them eat cake.
Saffron.
What's saffron?
Yeah, that's how
Mark, that's right. He said that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Saffron, that's the one.
Selwood says saffron. It must be the Cornish
saffron cake.
Saffron.
Yeah, Lara's on the uptake there. Saffron cake.
Clever.
Ah, so maybe it's...
well, shall I give the last 2 clues?
Yes,
then?
the last 2 clues.
5. The colour of a daffodil.
Yellow.
6. Loved in a far west country.
Oh, it's got to be saffron cake.
It's got to be saffron cake.
Yeah, it's just too easy, Elaine.
Right.
Too easy.
What does everyone think?
Do we think it's
Are
saffron cake?
we ready to open this yet?
Is it something like that? Quail eggs. Yeah, it could be quail eggs, Kevin. I don't know what planet he's on.
We have viewers on the show. Yeah, that's how it all starts.
That's how it all starts.
That's how we get new people on.
Yeah, we would love to have more viewers on the show, and especially now that we've got the studio slightly better.
Yeah, there's more space.
There's more space. You know, you may not realise it, but before this table here You can't really see the table, but
Back
the
there
table
by
there
a few foot.
was squashed back there because there was so much junk in front of the camera because the room was a bit of a storage room.
In fact, it now starts where it ended before, I think.
Yeah, more or less, definitely.
Practically.
And it's held up. There's two A-frames here. That's A-frames.
But you did use those before, but it's a longer board.
I've got a longer bench, which now means we can comfortably get our legs underneath instead of having them. Kevin knows because he's done the show, having them cramped and jutted in between the A-frames, which was a nightmare. And we just had to pretend that we didn't have those issues going on.
Yes.
Anyway, in the meantime, Pasta Flaps. Hello, Pasta Flaps. Pasta Flaps says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a good time. Love the show. Enjoy the historical walks. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
You said it like pasta, but that's pasta, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah, so past. You know what I'm like with words.
Yes, I do.
Move that pen
Emily
out of the way.
Champion says, my husband said to me today about booking myself in. I will contact you with dates.
Ah, yes.
Good girl. Good
girl.
lad.
Fantastic.
Lass.
Ah, lass.
Saffron Sweets, Victoria Allen suggests.
Oh, Saffron Sweets. Oh, yes, that's a good one.
Steve Pilfold says, they call me Mellow Yellow.
Did you sing it like that?
Well, I can't help but do it like that.
Is that the song?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Oh, there we are.
Well, I assume so. Otherwise, it's a very big coincidence.
Oh, right.
Coinky dink or what?
A winky dink.
Coinky dink.
Oh, co-inky dink.
Get it right.
Yes. He says, I have a lovely new desk from Durrington for my studio. £42 out of some bloke's garage, almost in new condition, which would have been 150 quid. Well, that's marvellous. This came out of my kitchen, and I think when I originally bought it was 20 quid. So I beat you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, it was your breakfast bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was my breakfast bar. I used to eat my breakfast off it. And then I decided probably better out of bowls or plates and crockery because sometimes, fried egg on here can coagulate where you get the Bunsen burner underneath to try and heat it up and the wood would burn and smoke. Not that you could tell that the smoke was any different because the Essie smokes. That's an annoying habit of hers that she ought to give it up, really. I've taken her to the doctor, but he can't provide anything. He says, I can give you patches. I says, there's no point giving me patches because if the patches go over the door, I can't get the logs in. So it's a sorrowful state. Anyway, I'll bore you with that some other day. Slippery green steps. Did you swear off camera, says Mark Eastwood. Actually, no, I didn't.
No, because you didn't even stop filming.
Didn't stop filming.
Just didn't stop. He just carried on. You were such a trooper.
Oh, such a trooper. Yes. Oh, how do I manage it?
I think you'd done your quota of swearing the day before, hadn't you? Or was it the day after?
Oh, when we went to the Buddha Gate.
Yeah, Buddha Gate.
Buddha Gate. Oh, my God. Poor, I have to say, you've got to feel sorry for Robert Croser. He had to put up with me. He thought, wouldn't it be a lovely idea to take Richard to a Buddhist monastery, which just happens to be in the borders in Dumfries and Galloway? It'd be lovely. It's only a 30-mile trip on a lovely, beautiful, narrow lane, potholed everywhere, where he can swing his car around every angle, and I'll just grip on like grim death as we slide about.
I wish I hadn't mentioned it.
On this very slippery road, which the only other vehicles coming towards you were great big Pentechnicon lorries with huge lumps of timber that if they hit you, you'd go spiralling off the huge dips on your left-hand side. Anyway, we went to the Buddhist monastery, and I have to say, I have never been so underwhelmed in my entire life. What a gaudy, horrible, atrocious place it was. It was like Disney World on a budget, as if they had popped into the range and just bought some very cheap, nasty, tatty stuff from China or nearby, which may be actually what they did. But let's open the parcel, shall we, and see if saffron cake is what's inside or a pummet of blueberries. So there we go. Julia, do you need a pair of something? I haven't got a pair of anything. Pair of ears, that's about all I got. And I don't use them. Daniel has arrived. He says, hi, Richard. The Amazing Explorer 101. Hashtag, he says, hi, Richard. Kevin's message has been retracted. Oh, you've started something now, Julia, says Linda Kane. Yes,
I apologise wholeheartedly. I hold my hands up. That was my fault. I am so sorry.
Joe Merchant says he doesn't like the range. Henry's Adventures has arrived. Hello, Henry. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining me. I actually want to visit the temple now, says Emily Champion. Yeah, you see, sometimes reverse psychology, isn't it? You say something, it's awful, you should never go there. People go, oh, I think I better go and have a look for my own
It's
self.
vinegar and brown paper.
Vinegar and brown paper. Yes, Jack and Jill went up the hill and burst a couple of blood vessels.
Hang on,
When Jill
on the head now, bonk.
when Jill recovered, she couldn't something vessels, messels, pestles, and vessels. I can't think what rhyme.
Hey!
Oh ho! Ladies and gentlemen,
It is the famed traditional Cornish saffron cake.
Would you like to try some? Because I'll let you into a secret. The saffron cake that Mark and I tried on the show was saffron cake, but it was a very last minute sudden, oh, we haven't got something. And to be honest, we were filling up with petrol in a petrol station, and we saw some petrol station saffron cake. And so we bought that, whereas this probably is the same supplier. I mean, this is probably, a little bit more delicious.
Should I go get some butter to put on them?
Oh, some butter and some knives.
And a knife.
Yeah. Are you all right doing all of that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, marvellous. So I'll let you go and deal with all of that. There we go. Marvellous. Right, it's me back on the show on my own. We've got the lovely saffron cake. Thank you so much to Elaine Brazier for that. Oh, it's much heavier than the one Mark and I's one was quite heavy, but that looks lovely. We're going to try that on the show. Not that you've had enough of seeing people eat saffron cake, but you probably, where did you get it from, Elaine? That's what I want to know. Where did you get it from? It looks good, yes. Joe Merchant says, I see. Laura Riddle, hello, Laura. She says, good evening. Joe Merchant says, get some jam. I've got some marmalade. I had saffron cake once, floated out the window in Belgium. Yeah, maybe it was the wrong kind of saffron that you were eating there. You're going to make everyone hungry, says Victoria Allen. Oh, I'm just moving back over. Sorry about that. They requested jam. I said marmalade or nothing. No, we'll just stick with
Have you got any jam?
I don't know. There's some on the... No, I don't think I have. I've only got marmalade at the moment. Marmite? I got No, because Julia will leave the studio.
Yes, in a flood.
Marmite is one of those, it's a Marmite thing, isn't it? You either like it or you don't, and Julia doesn't, and I love it. Anyway,
Really don't.
yeah, she really doesn't like it, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, thanks. I have butter, and you have Nurpak, or as I like to call it, Nurpak, which is very good. Now, whilst we're getting the saffron cake, that looks very nice. We're going to bring back the gallery show, ladies and gentlemen, to the Board Explorer and the YouTube for the duration. So we really want you to post your pictures, as you normally do, in the Facebook group on the Board Explorer page, the page of the Board... What is it called?
Are you getting tongue-tied?
Yeah, the Board Explorer Facebook group. And we're going to select some, and we're going to put together the gallery show, which will be hosted from here in the studio. For the moment. That smells delightful.
It's lovely.
It does. So much nicer than last week. Sorry, Mark. Very nice. I did find it was a bit like tea cakes. Like toasted tea cake. And actually the material, let me just show you. This is, again, it's the same colour. Move my microphone over. I got the crust. I'm a lucky boy. Do you like crusts? No. Fair enough.
Well, it depends if it's like a French loaf or something.
Oh yeah, then there's no choice, no
the
chance,
long
because the
thing.
crust is all around it, isn't it?
No, but I like the end, the actual
Oh,
end
the
crust.
little
what
knobbly
you would
bits.
consider the crust.
Yes, the crust. Very exciting. The crust.
You've got crust on both
Both
on
ears.
one end.
May I? Sorry, I'll wait till you finish with the knife, because I haven't got a knife of my own. That's a knife.
Butter
Isn't it?
kniff.
There we go. Yeah, so we're going to bring back the gallery show. That'll be coming out very soon. Hopefully, we'll get it organised for Sunday. Saturday is the last day of our Cornwall videos with the lovely Mark Selwood on Saturday. Where are we today? We're Wednesday, aren't we? So there's Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Got 3 more, and I can tell you that the last 3 are the best. Except Roach
Good-o.
Rock. Roach Rock was my favourite. I have to say
That was
that.
quite funny.
Climbing up that rock and challenging my... I don't know if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's hilarious.
Yeah, there's no gap. What that gap?
Yeah, there's no gap except this woof, Oh my Lord, I'm going to die.
Well, although you did forget to show us all the depth of.
I was so scared. I was holding the camera like this. Good job the camera's got stabilisation built in because I was going and yet it made me look incredibly serene. Mm-hmm. You may not have noticed that I look very serene.
And your microphone's good, but it didn't quite pick up the sound of your knees knocking together.
No, that's true. It's a very close locational microphone, so knee knocking it doesn't pick up. Although, you see, Linda Kane, I think it was Linda Kane, who noticed that I was having a double whammy because there were cows nearby and heights to deal with. And
that didn't start you off too good, did it?
No, I was, and of course, lovely Mark was just grinning and laughing at me all the way through. Bless him. We love him. And I've asked Mark if it's all right to go down and make some more videos with him. But probably have to wait now till after the summer holidays and after you've had your baby.
I'd like...
You'd like to come down? Oh, well, there we are. You'll have to bring the baby along. That'll be all right. Because you're going to wrap it in a sheet.
Yes, I bought a wrap, actually. Yeah.
She's bought a wrap.
Yeah,
we can put it in the microwave and
wrap.
cook it. Or put it in the SC. No, we're not doing any of that nonsense, thank you.
Next you'll be talking about cooking my pet rabbit or something. Not that I have a pet rabbit at present.
No, because I'm not a bunny boiler. So let's have a look at the Q Richard putting as much in his mouth as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Yes.
That was a premature cue.
You've already gobbled some,
I've already started, man.
Because you're very impatient, which is good. What's it like?
Oh, I really like it.
Do you? It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is very nice, ladies and gentlemen. The thing of that was cake.
Not
only can you stick it in your mouth, it's not scrubbing cream. You can do it in the table.
I think the fact that it's freshly opened and freshly cut, it's still quite moist.
When we got ours from the garage, it was rock hard.
Oh, was it? It would have been quite dry then.
The blokes in the garage apparently have been using them as bricks to step up and put the tyres. You know when you go in and get your tyres changed? They were on the, we're using them as like height shorteners. I don't think that's true.
Thanks, Elaine.
Clunch is crusty, not moist. Here we go. You can have... But you can't have moist clunch. I don't think that's true, actually. I think when you get clunch out the ground, actually it is quite moist, to be honest with you. Flexmaster is there. Hello, Flexi. He says, hi, all. Lovely to see you there, Flexmaster. James DeWill says, what was Richard doing? Was Richard doing an Angela Merkel impression, or did he have the shakes? Oh, yes. No. I just had... it was just a bit of... dehydration. I had a whole glass of water and I was absolutely fine. But I opened the floodgates and let everybody in from across the world. Oh, sorry, bit of politics there.
Why am I not understanding what's going on in the...
Angela Merkel apparently had a near collapse, a near faint. She was in somewhere with at some I think in a football, not a football game, in a stadium or something, and the president of wherever it was stood up and she was supposed to stand up and she was like shaking and what have you, and she put it down to She had who was the woman? The woman who was against Trump in the elections in the Clinton. She had a Hillary Clinton moment. You remember when Hillary Clinton collapsed and they shoved her in the taxi really quickly?
I don't actually.
And then they claimed that she was all right, and then her double came out. Her double. There was all that sort of nonsense that was going on. And actually, that is interesting because that leads neatly on to the Midhurst Walk.
Yes, the Midhurst Walk.
Yeah, it doesn't really go neatly onto the Midhurst Walk, but we just wanted to remind you that at the end of June, when is it?
Sunday, 30th of June.
Yeah, Sunday the 30th of June. I knew that date.
10:30 meet up in the car park at the Grange Community Centre in Midhurst, I presume. Parking is free on a Sunday.
And there is one stipulation this time. If you do bring a lead, put a dog on the end of it. Otherwise, you're welcome to come without a lead. But if you do have a lead, we don't want anyone coming with a lead that just dangles down. It just looks silly. It really makes the group look silly. So please put a dog. You could put a little pig or a chicken or a cat or a rat or a hamster.
I used to walk a rabbit. I used to walk my pet rabbit.
I'd like you to get your because you brought on the show little Eric, who's a tortoise.
Have you forgotten the hamster died? You were going to say bring on the hamster, weren't you?
No. I was going to say your tortoise.
Oh, the tortoise.
I would like you to.
He's been on the show.
Yeah, that's what I said. You brought him on the show.
Yeah.
I forgot your hamster died, but that was another thing. And those, by the way, those sausage rolls that we had that evening, they were tasty. Anyway, I was just wanted to see you put your tortoise on a lead down the road. Come on, I just think
you're laughing about that, but I have actually been trying to find a leash or a harness that I can put on him. I've got this this kind of fabric cat one. Which
Are you on your second bit of cake?
Yes.
Pregnant woman, always hungry. No, it's fine. You carry on.
No, this will suit me fine.
Anyway, so what were you saying?
I can't remember now.
You had something about a lead and
yeah, the fabric cat one, but
a fabric cat.
no, a fabric cat harness.
Oh, I see. Yes, okay. Is that to throw out of an aeroplane so it can do some parachute diving?
No, so that I can take him out with me if I go for a picnic or something, and I can pop him on the grass next to me and have him attached to my ankle or something, and I won't lose him because he's precious to me.
I like going on a
But
picnic.
then he gets to see stuff and
Do you ever go
smell new stuff.
Do you go on picnics much?
I do like to.
I love a good old picnic.
Picnic.
No, you get down to a farm, you steal a pig, and away you go. A picnic. It's lovely.
I knew he said it wrong. I knew it.
Just thought of that one.
For a
I'm
second,
very
I wasn't
pleased
sure
with
if it was
myself.
just my ears or not.
No, a good picnic. We must all go on a nice picnic sometime. Just for a laugh. Oh, God almighty. This show gets weirder and weirder.
I must remember to bring a towel on the show next time, just
Yeah?
so I can throw it in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, don't throw in the towel. You're not German. Linda Kane says tee-hee. Oof. Joey says it's about 11. What, my age? Where in Sussex? My 10-week-old puppy. Oh, featured in last week's walk. Yes, there we go. And how is your 10-week-old puppy? It must be a bit older than 10 weeks now. It must be about 13, 14 weeks.
But still absolutely death-defyingly cute.
Yeah, I bet it's lovely. We want pictures. Actually, there we go. We want pictures. Next time on the show, we want pictures of your pets. And if you can, put them into Photoshop or any other photo manipulation service and just make them smile. You know, comedy smile. If you can't do that, just cut out somebody else's lips, not human lips, and just stick them on. And you better not do it to animals' lips because cruelty is bad. Do it to your children. It's all right if you do it to your own children. You can get away with that. Just cut their lips off and stick it on photo. Send it in to us, and we will do a special. Here is your pet. Which pet? This is what it is. Which pet has the biggest smile? And if that means you've got to stick a coat hanger inside your tortoise's face and stretch out their face, what a gross image that is, then that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But please, no cruelty to any grown-up.
So Claire Leach says she saw a ferret being walked recently.
Oh my goodness, where to?
Mark says he's going to miss the next walk because he's working again. Sorry to hear that.
Mark who? Selwood. Well, he's down in Devon, in Cornwall, poor old chap. Oops, sorry.
Emily Champion says she knew a man who used to walk an enormous goat.
Really? An enormous goat. How big is an enormous goat? Give us an indication of size. Is that like elephant size?
Probably like a small pony, like a Shetland pony kind of size.
One of those Shetland ponies.
Kevin's Ramble says a guy in Hazelmere used to walk around town with his goose.
Is that a euphemism? Oh no, it's an animal. That's right. Sorry, I get confused. What?
Richard Suggett says, how about taking an emu for a walk?
Ah,
That'd be interesting.
An emu. Who was that bloke?
Wait. Wasn't it,
yeah,
was it Dali?
Dali?
Did Dali have a
No,
pet
Daleks. Daleks.
Oh,
Emu, you will be exterminated. I obey.
Anne's ears.
Oh, sorry, Anne. What's the matter with Anne's ears, by the way?
Well, she complained that you with the thingy. The
Oh,
guitaring,
yes, I'm so sorry.
And that was even louder.
Dali the Dalek taking his pet emu for a little stroll on Worthing seafront.
Oh, we do like to be by the seaside. Exterminate the emus.
Just so you know. Don't do that too often. That can cause terrible throat infections.
Mark Selwood asked who made the saffron cake. It's by Warren's Bakery.
Oh, Warren's Bakery.
The
They
oldest Cornish pasty maker in the world, apparently.
Yeah, the oldest one in the West, they are. They do like their Cornish pasties, they do. Isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? It's beautiful here, isn't it, Richard? Isn't it? Yes, it is. It is beautiful. It's very nice, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Shut up.
Sorry.
Salvador Dali had an ocelot. That's right.
Had a what?
Cheryl says Salvador Dali had an ocelot.
He had a lot of them, did he?
Ocelot is a type of wildcat.
A wild
A
cat?
smallish one.
How many did he have?
Just the one.
An awful lot.
I'm sure someone had a pet emu that used to walk them.
Yeah, there was that bloke. What was his name? He used to ride on an emu. That was his act, and he was on telly. Oh, I wish I could remember his name.
Are you sure it wasn't the ventriloquist?
No, it wasn't Rod Hull. I'm not talking about Rod
Okay.
Hull. Rod Hull and emu. Oh, emu. He had an emu.
Yeah.
But there was another bloke who used to ride on an emu. What was his name? He had a flat cap, I think. Anyway, Steve Pilfold will know because he knows all those things. Where in Sussex is saying Rod Hull. I wasn't thinking of him. I was thinking of the one that used to ride on one. At least I think it was an emu, or maybe that was a different type of animal. Lee Freeston, hello Lee. Nice to see you there. Bulky Miller used to walk his pet heron round a square in Emsworth. A heron?
That's cool.
How do you walk a heron? On a lead? Or a leash?
Probably.
Kushti Phil, hello.
Yeah, Kushti Viking.
Oh, beg your pardon,
Phil,
Kushti.
I'm assuming. There used to be a man in Goring who walked his fox and Jack Russell on a shared lead. That is so cute.
That is
I'd love a fox.
amazing.
But of course, it's not wise to keep a fox.
No.
They're very, very hard work.
Are they?
Yes.
I'll have a word with my mate Basil.
They're all the best parts of dogs and cats rolled into one.
Are they?
The best and worst, I have to say, actually.
Yeah, they got bushy tails.
They're absolutely adorable, really loving, but they're hyper and they need a lot of
Are they?
attention.
So they don't turn on you and suddenly bite you, do they?
No.
No.
They're not hounds.
No. Okay. A lot of people say. There we are. Bernie Clifton. Yes, Bernie Clifton. He used to arrive on, didn't he? You haven't heard of him.
No.
Bernie Clifton. Have you heard of Rod Hull? An emu.
Yeah. I have.
And Michael Parkinson. Bernie Clifton. Yes, I saw it the first time. Thank you, Robert. Robert's up in Cumbria. Yes, I saw that, Robert. Thank you. Up north. I've been up north twice now. Twice.
Don't read that.
Don't read it. Yeah. Is he done it again?
No. Shit.
What? Oh, wait a minute. Well, class 3... What? Hang on. Well, class 377, 375 and 465 trains are also emus. Uh-huh. What does EMU stand for then? Electric Manufactured Units. Something like that. It's got to be. Emily Champion, go on. Bloody foxes stole my running trainers. Yes, sir. Has anybody seen a fox leaping about down the road in size 6 running trainers? The foxes now turn their hands to wearing Nikes. They like to trot along in silence, in sneakers, so they can get up to your beakers and enjoy your saffron cake when you're not looking. Joe Merchant, up there north.
What you need to do, Emily? Sorry.
Lara says that the foxes ate her guinea pigs.
Well, I had a pet rabbit that was eaten by a neighbour's
gorilla.
Was it Jack Russell? I think it was Jack Russell.
Who knows?
So yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Lose some,
Henry's Adventures. We got 2 train experts out there tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good job that George Timperley's not there, and maybe he is. Otherwise, we'll have 3 train anorak people, 3 lovely train people. Henry's Adventure says electric multiple unit. I was close. How close was I? And I know nothing about trains. I can't tell the difference between a steam train and a clockwork train. I really can't. Or even a chocolate train, chocolate steam train. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Emily Champion says, I didn't even leave them outside, though. They came into the house and stole them.
What? Oh, well, you see, you're in Surbiton sort of area, aren't you? You're up in sort of just in the suburbs of London. And all the foxes in the suburbs of London, they're all a little bit, what's the word that I'm looking for and trying to think of as I keep talking to make out that there's no pauses in my thing. They're decadent, aren't they? bohemian. They're all, that's the word. They're all a bit bohemian. They're just like suave and going, no, where's your, what have you got there? No, I don't like those. All Nikes. They're quite nice. I might have Nike shaved into the back of my hairdo. What do you think? My tail, a little bushy one with Adidas on the back. A little bit of advertising there. Hope they can spend their revenue with the Vobes show. Would be nice.
Emily, what you should maybe try is befriending a local crow, because they tend to bring you presents. They might find your trainers and bring them back.
Ooh, talking of crows.
Far-fetched, but might try.
That reminds me of Robert Crowe, sir.
Uh-huh.
And this has not yet come out. This is an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. When Robert and I were up north, we were filming at some old stones that were in a semicircle. Robert took me. He said, I'm going to take you to the best stone circle in the world. Half of it had been eaten up by the railway. Never mind that. Really exciting. We saw moles. You know moles that dig holes?
Yeah.
Moles that dig holes.
What were they doing?
They were dead, and they had been stuck to a wire fence dangling down. I've got a picture of them. Not here, but they will be in the video. It was quite gross, but apparently Robert said that's what the mole men do up there, so that it proves that they've been out doing their moling, whatever they do. Actually, I've got a mole hole in my tooth that needs attending to. I can whistle for Britain, not Fern Britain.
Well, if the foxes weren't chased out of the countryside, they might be eating the moles and keeping them down.
Well, there we are. We didn't see any foxes at all.
Hey?
No, because they were all...
something.
Yeah. They'd all packed their bags. Emily Champion says Croydon foxes. Yes, Croydon foxes. I think you'll find the Croydon foxes are on the trams. Yes, they go, there's my ticket, thank you.
Wouldn't
If you
put it
don't
past
mind.
them, actually.
I think some of them are actually driving the trains on the underground. They do a very good job, I should mention, by the way. Joe Merchant says mole men. Where in Sussex says I'm not a moose or a goose on the loose. I'm a mole and I live in a hole. Do you remember that one? I'm a mole and I live in a hole.
No, I don't remember that one.
That's a song, that is.
Okay.
It's a genuine song.
Take your word for it.
How macabre, says Claire Leach. Yes, it is a bit macabre, but it's the sort of thing. I mean, they used to do that to humans.
It's custom.
They used to do it to humans. They used to string them up from gibbets to say, if you do naughty things, we will come for you. And it's the same with the moles. So moles, I think it's to get rid of predators, isn't it? Or something like that. It's to say, don't come here because death. Keep away. Not to people, but to certain animals. Joe Merchant says, LR. You're going on a walk? You're going on a walk, LR? It's folk custom of the Maori men. There we go. The lovely vegetable says, I've got a book about mole men and wanting... Where's it gone?
Message retracted.
Oh, message retracted. Just as I started reading it, Richard. You can't go around retracting it when I'm reading it. That's very unfair. Very unfair. Maori men, says Robert. Whatever they're. Anyway, so that was that.
What have we not covered on the thing?
Oh, yes. Trips. Have you tripped over recently and grazed your nose? If so, have you had an accident? Trips. Going to talk about the Peak District in a moment. But how funny you should have an accident. Have you had an accident recently?
What, like a car accident?
Yeah. You get these people ringing up and saying, have you had an accident? I understand you've had an accident recently. And it's all scams. It's all complete and utter scams. Well, I, funny enough, had a phone call from somebody not so long ago, about a year ago now, who was trying to find out if I had a washing machine and was telling me that my insurance had run out and I ought to replace it. And they said, have your washing machine, what is it? Well, I made up some rubbish about having two washing machines and I strung them along for a bit. Anyway, it turns out I've had a phone call from the Trading Standards Office saying, we've seen your video, because I put the phone call up on the video, the whole phone call. They said, we are very interested in talking to you. This is true. Like nothing else I've said is true. We're very interested in talking to you because we think we're onto them and we want to just find out a bit more. And I said, well, I was stringing them along about these two washing machines because I knew it was a complete fib because I didn't have the make of washing machine and I wanted to try and prove that by giving them a fake number. of the. I kept saying to them, "Oh, the washing machine, is it a B1747?" And they would go, "I'm not quite sure. We haven't got that written down." They wouldn't, reveal that, but it was clear that they were rubbish. Anyway, turns out they were fraudsters, and they've been defrauding people, and the trading standards people want to come and see me. Because I've been doing the fraud, I hasten to add, because I was doing a public duty by making people aware on YouTube. Thank you. Ka-ching.
I am doing as instructed by Kevin.
Yes.
To scroll up.
What are you looking for?
Looking for his update on the... I can't find it, Kevin.
What update? On what? What are you talking about?
Update on the Midhurst walk.
Oh, on the Midhurst. Is there an update?
Apparently.
Yeah, what is that? Are we not doing it? Are we doing it uphill? Are we doing it down dale?
Oh, he will be posting an update to do with the walk at the weekend.
Oh, right.
Is that the message you asked me to look for? Hope so, because I haven't found any others that are relevant.
Yeah, well, there we go. That'll do. Anyway, talking to Kevin Hall, lovely Kevin Hall. Hello, Richard. Kevin here. We are going to the Peak District. Yes, we are going to take good old peek at things. Probably Mrs. Jenkins at number 37, because she leaves the curtains just a chink open, although quite wide the chink... anyway, mustn't go there. That's a racist joke, and I would be eaten alive by nasty people with claws. Anyway, the point is we're going to the Peak District, which is nothing to do with peeking at things, especially people who leave their curtains open a bit. We're actually going to an area in the Midlands where there are peaks of hills. And no doubt there are troughs too. And I shall stick my nose in them. Have you eaten all that cake?
No, it's over there.
Where? Oh. I just still went, oh my God.
I moved it ages ago.
I have been talking and you have been going...
You've been flapping your mouth like this the whole time.
Oh, so soggy.
I got bored of trying to get a word in edgeways.
Yes, sorry. you know what to do. You're just going to poke me and put those words in.
Oh, I've got baby brains, so I'll just let you
yeah.
ramble.
Sorry, Claire, I'll stop ringing. What? Is that Julia? What's she talking about?
Oh, because she said that she gets phone calls every day from weirdo scam people.
You want to record them and stick them on YouTube. It's great fun. Good news. Your video helped to catch the fraudsters, says Kushti Viking. Yes, I'm hoping.
Touch wood.
Because at the back of my mind, I kept thinking, oh, this bloke who kept saying he was from the trading standards might actually be a con man himself. So
irony would be immense.
Yes, and he was selling ironing boards, funnily enough. Work that one out. Peaking in the Peak District. I've peaked, says Mark Selwood. Yes, you certainly have. Good man. You better have a rest with that. How are we doing on the time front? Let me think. Oh, it's nearly 9:00 hours, ladies and gentlemen. We nearly be doing our hour, and we've nearly come to the end.
You visited.
Oh yes, Lara and Ricky yesterday, and they gave Julia a very lovely present. And it's got a unicorn on the front.
Ice gems, but with unicorns on the packet.
Yeah, so ice gems. What are
Thank you very much. Ice gems.
Yeah.
They're these funky little things.
I'm not quite sure what they are.
Yeah, you know what they are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I had seen these when I was a kid.
Yeah, I used to love them.
Do you remember these little ice gems? Sorry, it's not autofocus on this camera. It's a camera that doesn't do that. Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Oh. I feel a unicorn song coming on. I won't sing it.
Please don't.
No. So there we go. Peekaboo in the Peaky
Blinder District.
What's the Peaky Blinder District?
Don't know. Is that Croydon?
No idea. Peaking in the Peak District. I read that. Kevin, don't let Richard start shoving you around in the Peak District. Mark. As if... What, are you saying that I shoved you... Mark, can you get over here? Can you say your lines now? I was a bit bossy to Mark, I have to admit. He was very nice. He was very relaxed, and he let me boss him about, and then he managed to smile on camera as if nothing had happened. And then once we finished filming, it was a kick in the shin, a knife in the gut, and he left me in the gutter many a day. But we managed to pull it together for the next day, which was incredible. I used to be a bit of the ice... What?
I used to bite the icing bit off and put the biscuit back.
That's so mean. Have you got brothers and sisters, Emily? That's the sort of thing a brother and sister would do to each other, isn't it? And go,
I've only got the biscuit with the icing.
Laura Riddle says, were they around in the wartime? Not laughing.
no. Well, they were around in the 1950s, apparently.
Close.
Well, there we are.
So not actually all that far-fetched.
No, not far-fetched at all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of another exciting show. Big thanks to the lovely Elaine Brazier for providing us with what's in the parcel. That was very kind. And actually, although I've only had one slice and Julia's had about 20, I really like that and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So big round of applause to lovely Elaine. Thank you. And for your card.
And thank you, Terence Dackham, for the card and donation.
Yes, that's very kind. Thank you very much.
To Ricky and Lara for your assistance with the Vobes last night.
Yes, that was very useful. Thank you.
And the unicorn gems.
And the unicorn gems, which are going very swiftly down her throat. And thank you to you guys for coming and joining us on YouTube on an evening, on a wet and miserable evening out wherever you are, where there's... oh, that was yesterday. It might be not as wet and as miserable as it once was, but it's been miserable for the last hour. And hopefully we've cheered you up with our strange... Craziness. Yes, there we go. That'll do. Dave Baker says, great show, Richard and Julia. Have a good evening, everybody, which is nice. Claire says, and Mark keeps on smiling and laughing throughout your visit through Cornwall, even when you were shaking. That's true. He got his own back. So there we go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been absolutely brilliant. Next week there'll be a show. The week after will be in the Peak District. We don't know really how strong the internet will be, Kevin and I.
We being you and Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin and I. And don't forget, very soon, in a few months' time, the lovely Julia and I will be afloat in a narrow boat on the Kennet and Avon Canal, which reminds me, I've got to pay the rest of the fee for that, actually.
Those two lines didn't rhyme.
Which rhymes?
The last two.
Oh, the last two, which reminds me, I've got to pay the fee. Sorry about that. I'll work on my rhyming dictionary slang thing. Actually, we've got a book of poems up there.
Oh!
Yeah. Another day. Another day, another dollar. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed doing it. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you.
You're an icing gem. Which is great. And
a unicorn gem.
Yes, a unicorn gem. And now I'm going to say, arrivederci, enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jordan, for coming along. Thank you, Linda, Judith, Lara, Laura, the veg grower, the Great Plum. The Great Plum's just joined us. And Kevin's Rambles and all of you. So I'm going to play out our silly theme. And we'll see you next Wednesday. I know it says Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. Forget that. It's next Wednesday.
Still need to update that.
Yeah, I will update that. I will get around to it at some juncture. Until then, from us, goodbye!
Bye!
Bye, 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 bye! Ah.